Alright. Let's get this loaded up. Viewers. Okay, good. Alright. Everything's looking good. Yep. Alright. What are we gonna draw? So today I want to do some sort of like a post-apocalyptic style character. So I want to start with nothing. Let me drop it on the Discord. I'm going live here. Your streams. Alright, now. So my goal here today is I want to try something a little different than normal. Normally I jump right in and I've already kind of created a couple shapes. So today I want to start with nothing, and I want to play around with creating a character. Kind of start to, not really start to finish, I don't know if I'll finish it, but I want to at least give you guys an example of how I begin and where I go. That way everybody kind of has an idea of what the process looks like, for me anyways. So what we're going to do is make sure that audio, yep. Okay, so I'm going to pull up a reference image first, and I'm thinking kind of like this. So we're going to turn this into an artboard. Alright, and we're going to paste that in there. We're going to kind of use this as a reference image a little bit. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to follow that exactly, but it is kind of the look and the vibe that I'm going for. Alright. So what we're going to do, first we're going to save this. I usually save this. I have an in progress folder that I use to store everything in. So we're going to go, whoops, in progress, and we'll call it Post Apoc Guide. Okay? And my goal here is to kind of, let's see how we want to do this. If that's going to be our reference image, then pardon me for a minute, still kind of getting set up here. Okay. Had some dental work done today. I had a couple cavities filled, so my mouth's a little sore, but pretty good overall. Alright, so if that's going to be our reference image, now we're not going to make the background and everything, but I do want to try to make a character with a hood. I'm thinking standing there with some sort of a gun, probably a long coat like that, maybe a backpack by his side, a dog, I'm not really sure. I don't know if we're going to start and finish this, but I definitely want to at least get it started and see where we can go. And you know, we'll see how that works out. So in order to start this, I think the very first thing I'm going to do is grab the rounded rectangle and see if I can't make it more of a face shape. Give the skin tone. Now, I got an idea for how we're going to do the beard here. If this will work. I think that it will. Depending on how I do this. Yep. A little high up on the face. I think the beard would be more down, kind of like that. I do want to do a beard, even though the reference image doesn't have one. I'm really feeling like there should be some sort of a scruffy, scraggly looking beard. So, let's take... How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? Let's take this, move it to the front. Great part about it is once you cut a shape out, one thing I learned is you don't really want to drag it by here, because you see how it elongates the shape itself. What I found is a better thing to do is grab the points and then move them, and see how that doesn't distort the shape of the object. A little something I've kind of learned to do. Alright. We'll go kind of like that, I'm thinking. For the ears, I'm not going to use circles. I'm going to use like rounded rectangles, I think. Make them the same skin tone. And we'll drop the light down to about 78. And then I want an ear within an ear. So, or not an ear within an ear, but like a shape within the ear. And we'll go to like, what, 70? Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. Face might be a little too broad. Slide the ears over. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for there. Looks like a beard. Okay, so then we're going to take a rounded rectangle, make it the same flesh tone. And instead of cutting it out of there, I think we're just going to drag it on like that. And see, now you can start to see that beard shape. Take the same rounded rectangle. Center it. I think this might be a little too big, this rounded rectangle. I think black serves that. We'll go with a really dark red. And I'm going to come back and I'm going to alter that. I'm trying to lay down some basic principles so that we have something to work with, and then we can kind of adopt it from there. Do some changes. Alright. Move those over. And again, these are all just kind of placeholders at this point. I don't know if any of this is going to be permanent. I just want to get some shapes down. Okay, so now I'm feeling like this whole beard is just way too far out. So what I'm going to do... yeah. Yeah, that's better. Okay, digging that. Yeah, digging that so far. Okay, so now we got a little kind of face with a beard. It rounds out. Good, take it. Now we're going to take this to make the hair. We're going to make it the same color as the beard. Take it back one, and then we're going to drag it out. And we'll go slightly smaller in the beard. That way, we'll go slightly smaller in the beard. That way it kind of has, I want this kind of layered in effect right here, going toward the ear. Now, I want the hair to be slightly darker, so we'll go 20. Now, I don't know how I want to do this yet. I do want to make a hood. So we're going to try to put this guy in like a hooded, almost, so what I want to do is I want to drag this entire shape inside of this shape. Now, when I lock children, I can reshape this. See how I can do this now? So now I have almost, yeah, I like that. Okay. And then I can drag it down, and then it's going to give it that appearance of that hood that I want. Like see how it's cutting off the ears and everything? And then, because the children are locked inside now, it kind of has that appearance. Yeah, I like that. And we'll move this up to be more in line with that. Yeah, that's good. Go slightly smaller. I do want it to cut off the ear just a bit, not too much. Yeah, we'll go like that. ish, I'm thinking. Now we're going to take... We're going to make it bigger. Because this is going to be the outside of the jacket. So it's going to go toward the back. I'm experimenting here. I'm trying to see how... I'm trying to make like a little post-apocalyptic guy. And my goal is... Oh, my cat. Hold on a second. Get up there, buddy. Cat trying to get on my lap. Okay, so let's... Yeah, that's what I'm going for right there. See, now you can kind of start to see where this almost looks like a hooded character. This is a little too big, but yeah. Okay. Yep, liking that. So now... I feel like this would be toward the back of that. Yeah, that's what I want right there. But this would be connected, no? I'll have to play with that. Okay, so I want to give him kind of a tattered hair look across the top. But before we do that, I want to go right about... That's looking pretty cool. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. So let's take... If we want this to be... tattered hair look. We're going to kind of come up here like this. We'll come back behind the hairline here a little bit. I'm just kind of freehanding this. I'm not really sure how I want this to end up yet. This is just more or less a test right now. And I'm going to make a basic shape, remove the stroke, give it a fill. Okay, now, this is where, yep, see now that kind of inlays that inside that hood, like the top of the hood right there. So then, I want the beard to look scruffier than it does, because right now the beard doesn't look very scruffy. So let's take and we'll do some, let's do it like this. Crap, I don't know. We'll go like this. Let's see what that even looks like. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. Okay, cool, yeah. I am kind of just winging this entire thing right now, so if anyone's wondering, this is not really planned. This is just kind of... That's better, yeah. Cover up part of the ear, and that way the sideburns connect. Okay. So we have a little bit of hair there, so it makes it a little tattered. Let's come in here. How can we do this? I guess like this. Oh yeah, that looks cool. Alright. And then we can come down here and add like a single one in. Whoops. Yep, I like that. Because it definitely has more of a scraggly, unkept look to it, which is kind of the goal here. I don't want it to look all prim and proper like a nice, thick, bushy, healthy, manicured beard. Yeah. Okay. So, if we are... And I can even move this up a hair if I want. And this... Yeah, that's definitely giving me the look I wanted. We need a neck. Let's go like this. Cut it in. Now, the cool part about this is I can cut this, paste it inside of this, and send it to the back. You see that? And so that gives it that neck right away. And we're going to take these and paste them inside as well. So now, that's one shape, because those need to go in there as well. And I try to keep everything uniform like that, because now everything is in that one shape. Everything child inside that parent. So it makes it easy when you want to do some modifications. Okay, so if we're going to do a body, I guess we'll do... Let's resize this. Whoop. Black shoulder. Now that we're done doing what we need to do, let's give it a bean. Let's give him a bean-shaped body. We'll drop it to, what, 24? But I want it to stay in the same color spectrum. Okay. Yep. We'll give him that, just for now. This is kind of just a template so we can see where we're going with this. I want to give him... I'll add some more texture to the face and everything into that. But I want to talk or look at doing like maybe goggles. Like not really sure. Let's play with this. Okay. It's one of the only problems when you don't do any sort of design beforehand. Now it won't stay purple. Purple. I'm just using purple right now as a breakup point, so it kind of just gives me a way to see the difference in tones there. Yeah, I do like that. Let's give it a different color. I think I want to stick with the browns. So what I need to do is, if I want to pull this off, okay, right. This is going to be a little tricky. But we're going to cut this out. Cut this out. Cut that out. Now, if we take this and we turn the opacity down, yep, definitely has kind of that look. Okay, so yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Now, hey Mickey, how's it going? How you doing this evening? Good. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'm goofing off here. I started this stream a little different than normal. I usually start with a couple shapes already in place, but this stream I started with nothing. And I'm kind of building up. We're making like a little post-apocalyptic looking dude. Kind of a scruffy beard and a hoodie. I'm going to have him holding like a, like a gun kind of thing. Trying to make him look a little weathered and worn. I'm trying to make some goggles right now. And I'm trying to figure out what's going to be the best way to do that. Fancy? Yeah, not too bad. Let's see here. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's coming along. If we drop this, how big is this? Down to 40. Alright. Right now I'm just playing around, just trying to see, just coming up with some ideas and whatnot, So I think what I'm going to do with this is I think I'm going to do a light gray. No, kind of like the color that was there, honestly. We'll go with like 30%, 20, 40. We'll try 30. Now, I found a little trick here. It's pretty cool. Elite and Affinity. If you copy the shape, give it 0 fill, no fill at all, then this is a nice little trick I like to do. You take these little white boxes like this, copy this over, what I'm going to do is make like a light streak in the goggles. So then, let's say we take these and we turn them, about like that, make them about a 30%. We cut them and paste them inside that. You see that right there? Gives you that lens flare look a little bit. I guess you could call it a lens flare, but almost like a, that way you can tell there's some glass there, or some sort of substance other than, So if we copy this over, if I want this to look like goggles, then we're going to need some, hey Bork, how's it going? We'll do something like this, I think. Tonight is a total wing it. I have no real plans or guides. We're just kind of rolling with it. I feel like the nose would be up higher, maybe. Kind of like goggles, I think. what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to do something different with these eyes. I don't know if I just want these dark dots. I think I'd almost like to have some sort of... I don't know if I want to go full-on white, but I want to do something. I need to bring that point down a bit. That way you can see the hair sticking out. Yeah. Alright. So, when I laid the original eyes, nose, and mouth, they were just kind of placeholders, just so I could see where I was at and what I was doing. So now that we have a little more substance here, I think I want this to be slightly bigger. Yep, I do. How was everybody's day? Pretty good? I was off today. Oh yeah? Did it come out today? Or was it, take this. I try to adapt this back here on this ear, because I don't know how much of an angle I'd actually want on this. Yep, very cool. I'm gonna convert this to a... Nope. Do you have it? Did you buy it? Or are you just looking at it? Or what? Alright, so yeah, those are pretty cool. The goggles themselves. I think I'm actually going to leave the... eyes the way they are for now. They're not my favorite, but they kind of fit the vibe of what's going on here. So I don't think I want to play with that yet. So I think what I'm going to do is just keep continuing with the character. And then we'll come back and maybe add some... Oh, free! Oh, cool. I'm just adding a background for now to help break up the color a little bit. Never been a big fan of drawing on a white background. It messes with my eyes. I know some people like to use gray and so forth and so on. I tend to use like blues and pinks and stuff. Makes it easier for me to see. Okay. So I think that's beginning to get the point across. The body looks pretty good. The neck looks good in there. So now we'll leave all that the way it is for now. Let's work on... Oh, I'm using this kind of as a reference image. I kind of like what's going on here. I'm not going to do the bandana or a gas mask, but I do want to kind of do that sort of stance. I don't know if I want to do a full-on like trench coat, or if I want to do more of like a hoodie with a you know what I mean? I'm not sure how I want to handle that yet. This one's just kind of on the spot. I'm doing a whole drawing right on the spot. No real planning or anything. Just kind of screwing around. See what I can come up with. And I need to make him look a little more dirty and tattered, but I will. Let's work on arms. So for the arms, we are going to use basic rounded rectangles. But what I usually do is I put the arm, well actually I want to go just a little bit darker. We'll go 22. Because I want the arm to be back there, I think. Those are too wide for me. I think we're going more like this. Yeah. So what I usually do is like, let's say I'm going to measure out where I want the arm. I usually cut off that rounded rectangle like this. And then drag the points where I want it. And then I usually do something like this. I usually take one of these, copy it down, and use 2 to measure the length of the arm. And the reason I do that is I do a lot of movements of the arms and stuff. So you can see that center point now. There's 2 different shapes. So then I can do stuff like this rotate it around, you know, and I can like, not animate it, but I can give it some motion. So I found that to be the best practice for me. Alright, so just so we can kind of get an idea of what we're doing here, we'll do the same thing over here. And then we're going to go ahead and lay down, I want him to have a belt. Now, if this is going to be, I guess I could do a trench coat. No, this doesn't look like a trench coat. It looks like a hoodie. Definitely looks like a hoodie. Alright, then let's do this. We'll do kind of an oversized hoodie, so it's going to hang down slightly. We'll do a belt in here. We'll mimic that color there. Yep, I like that. That's a nice little layer. We'll do the old belt buckle, which is easy. And we'll do it inside because I want the hoodie to kind of drape over it. And then we may end up moving some of this up or down. I'm not really sure where I want to place it yet. I'm just kind of playing with getting... What I typically do when I draw these is I get the shapes down, and because it's vector, I'll come back and I'll manipulate it later. So I think we'll do that kind of same stance, that wide leg stance, kind of. I kind of like this one over here with the straight leg and then the curved leg. I might try to do that. Yeah, I'm going to try to do that. Let's see what's up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same size legs. But we're going to obviously make them bigger, but I want to get something in place here. So we're going to, for the pants, I want to do some sort of, we'll do this for now. I want something a little different, but I just want to get it on here for now. Yeah, I just want to get it. Alright, we'll go with that. Good part with that is you can move it up and down as you see fit. Okay. I don't think I like that. With the rounded there. And I feel like the legs moved all the way out would be, well, maybe not. Let's see. Hey, what's up, bud? How you doing? I'm kind of messing around tonight, just kind of freehanding a flat design guy. I normally have some sort of plan. I'm just going with kind of a post-apocalyptic looking theme. I don't know if I'm pulling it off or not. I'm doing pretty good. I'm using this kind of as a reference image, but I'm kind of putting my own spin on it. So let's get his arm right for the gun, I think. And then we'll... I'm doing alright. Had a pretty good day. Just kind of goofing off tonight. No real plan. I'm not like some of the, like Adam, you know, and some of the Galen and stuff. I know they normally put a little more forethought into what they're making. Mine's kind of a, how do I want to do this? So if we're going to do... I'm going to add a lot more detail to them right now. I just want to get the main systems in place. So that I kind of... So actually, I'm going to do that. I'm going to get the legs back down here. They're going to be placeholders for now until I can get... Okay. At least that gives me some idea of what I'm looking at as far as overall character. And then, in order to do the feet... It's your first time here? I know I've seen you before. I think I've seen you in Galen's stream, right? Friends? Or in Adams. Which one? Or both, maybe. Let's go with this. That gives us some idea of what we're going for, at least. They would need to be bigger. Which is fine, because then they actually should be moved over a little bit. Yep. Pretty good. Yeah, I don't remember either. But yeah. It's definitely different. I don't know if you've seen some of the other stuff I've drawn. I'll give you a quick look. That way you can kind of see some of the stuff that I normally do. It's flat. It's clean. I typically do, like, these are some characters that I've been working on here. I made this little fella here with his robot friend and kind of turned him into a little scene and then had him decorating a Christmas tree. And I'm going to do a continuation of these two. Just kind of keep rolling them out. And keep working on them a little bit. And I did... Sometimes my style, I do some outlines and stuff. Still vector. Still pretty flat, but I do some outlines and stuff sometimes. It all really depends on what I'm going for. Sometimes I like to kind of push the envelope a little bit on, like, my style. Because traditionally I just do a very, 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 very flat style. But like this, you know, it's a little robot here. But sometimes I like to mess with outlines and different shapes and things like that. It all really depends on what I'm in the mood for and what I'm kind of going for. But yeah, you know, do a lot of different details. Usually ends up being very clean, very precise. Is what a lot of my stuff is. In fact, I need to move this. Because I finished this, yeah. There's one I did the other day. I made some fan art of Co-Carnage. I was watching him stream and I felt like messing around with it. So I made this, you know, his logo and kind of made a little mock-up of him. Alright, I think the height works pretty good. But yeah, that's some of the stuff I normally do. Let's see here. Oh, somebody game dev over there. Okay. Alright. We can do a couple little drawstrings or something if we really wanted to. We can kind of put them in here. Maybe that'll help kind of signify what it is a little more. That works. And a lot of what I do is just heavily experimenting. Like, I do a lot of redos, just a lot of messing around with my stuff when I draw in here. I try different things to see what I like, what kind of patterns I like, different things like that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it works out pretty good. Okay, the legs aren't bad. We got little boots. We'll go a shade darker. Alright, so if we're going to do maker. Now we need to do something with him. See, I almost feel like I should be doing that long trench coat, but and I may change it mid. I may decide not to do like the Post Apocalyptic thing. Who knows? You been working on any artwork? Anything lately? I know last time I saw you, you had been doing some stuff for the YouTubers. Anything lately, or? Do something like this at the very bottom, almost like like you would see the yeah. See the coloring of it at the end. Okay, so now pretty happy with the overall character. We can make some changes to him. Okay, so we're gonna do like a darker yellow. Dark scale a little bit there. Yeah, pretty cool. Now for the mouth. We wanted to make him look menacing, or not necessarily menacing, not necessarily smiling. I might do him talking. I don't know. Maybe I should shade him. For hands, we're gonna do. Alright. So, I'm pretty happy with the character overall. But I need to now get him in some sort of pose other than just standing there. So, we're going to give him a gun. To kick out his shoulders. Let's try this. Maybe just rotate tool. I don't use this too much, but this allows you to rotate on point. So you can kind of decide where that shoulder would be. And I'm assuming this should rotate in the center of that. Close enough. So we should be able to move it. Now these two are going to be on top. And then we can put some tears and we can make it look a little dirtier and a little more unkept if we still want to go with that sort of look per se. I think it'll be about the same. You know what? We'll just copy this over, and then what we'll do is we'll just modify, center it on the body, and then we'll modify this here. I feel like this would be higher to hold the stock of the gun. And then these would be slightly lower-ish. And we'll draw a gun. But I have a feeling we're going to have to change his the color of his hoodie. Because I think that's going to wash out. But we'll play with that in a minute. So if we wanted to draw a gun, how would we do that? We'll do group this kit together real quick. Move him over. And let's work on a gun. Do that color. The barrel itself. Great part is with Vector is once I get, just like with this kit here, I can easily resize them and scale them to any size that I want without losing quality. So you can see he looks the same there as he does there. So I can draw this gun and then move it around at will without really messing up anything. So we'll take this out, and I think I'm going to step the colors. Now his arm is going to be holding this somewhere at some point, so I don't know if a square would be more appropriate, or a rectangle rather, here. No, I'm liking the rounded. Okay. I'm just going to have to play with this. I don't draw a whole lot of guns, so this is going to be something a little bit unique. And we could put some shapes and stuff in it. So if we wanted to draw a clip, how would I do this? We could cut that out, and then we could actually, before we do that, yeah, we'll go like this. This should give me what I want. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for. So we'll put that towards the back. Now we're gonna have to play around and add some details to this thing so it's not so bland looking. But we can do that in just a minute. See, and then you just keep building up, which is really what this is all about. You just keep adding shapes to shapes, and you keep creating things, really, essentially. So if we're gonna have to really play with this once it gets in his hands, because I don't know. Hey, Shootsy, what's up, bud? How's it going? I don't like that curve is just way too strong. Yeah, we'll go like this. So I'm drawing a little post-apocalyptic looking guy, kind of using this as a reference, but I'm not following it to the T. I'm just sort of like, you know, kind of got him in place for now, and then once I get this a little more together, I'm going to add some details to the gun and to him and everything. I'm just trying to get some patterns in place. How you doing today? Have a good day, I hope? Go back with that. I don't think that's how a trigger guard would look. I think it would look more like this, maybe? If I fast, yeah. I had to go to the dentist today. Had a couple things I had to deal with there. Other than that, not a bad day. Yeah, I did. It was funny. I came home and I had I stopped on the way home and I got a half of a Subway sub because I was so hungry. But then when I got here, like, I couldn't feel either side of my mouth, and I couldn't feel my tongue, so I could tell what I was chewing on. So it was just kind of like, yeah, I don't think I need to be eating right now. So I just kind of chilled out with it. Still got one tooth up here in the front that's bothering me. I gotta go back for a checkup on that. Other than that, doing okay. So, kind of like how it had that. I don't even know what you call that. That's the elongated stock. I saw Adam playing scary games again. How'd that go? So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this guy. Oh, you missed it? Yeah, he was on earlier. I caught like a minute of it, but it was in between trying to help my daughter with homework and trying to make dinner, and so I didn't really see it. Kind of the details of being a gun. I don't really have an idea. I had a pretty good day other than that. I got a busy day coming up tomorrow though. We got a lot to do at work, but it'll be should go by relatively quick, I think. So shouldn't be too bad. That's good enough. I think you can tell it's a gun. If somebody can't tell it's a gun, then I've done a horrible job. Hey, C5, how's it going, bud? Probably another... What time is it? Oh, at least another hour, more than likely. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the color of this hoodie. And then we're gonna have to do some scaling on this gun, but I think it should work out alright. Looks like a gun to me, huh? Yeah. Gonna take a little more scaling though. And I think what I'll do actually... Hey, thanks, bud. Yeah, I'm gonna stream for a little bit longer. Probably another hour and a half or so. Okay, so... I have to take... Thanks for checking in. Appreciate it, Ceasefire. May try to do some 5-minute pretty. Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah, we'll do something like this, and then I'm definitely going to have to change the color of the hoodie, I think, though, because that is really conflicting with that gun. And then what I want to do here... Alright, Shootsy. I feel like this is going to have to be more... Where the heck would he be holding that? Did I not put enough room here? Motivation's low. Ah, you got it. Just get started. That I find for me personally, the hardest part of trying to be creative is just getting started. It honestly is. Like, I find that 9 times out of 10, if I just start doing something, I don't know, it just helps me, get motivated. Just start making shapes, start doing something. Does that make sense? God, his arm is like majorly cocked out though. I think a little too much for my taste. I have a better idea. Not do it like that. What if... Yeah, just get started. Grab like a, just open your program and just start doodling. Just start like making shapes, and sometimes what'll happen is things will just start to come together, And then before you know it, you're actually drawing something you didn't even intend to. Okay, so let's... What color hoodie should we give this dude? We'll go with like that, I think. I want something that really offsets this. And we're going to go 2 points lighter, so we'll go 35. And I may change the color again. I need to get it off of that gray so I can get a better look at what I'm doing here. Make it straight with a slight bend. What, the gun here? You saying? You know what I do need to do is I think the gun needs to be down a little lower. That makes more sense to me. And then this feels like it would be back here more? Or not really, because he's just holding it. So then we just got to figure out what to do with that front hand. Now on here, they have it holding under where the clip would be at the front of the gun here. Okay, I could do it. What, this arm here? Think what I'm going to do with this. I think I like that. And then, see, I should be able to bend this a little more. It doesn't look so... Yeah, I'm digging this. I think this is... Then what I want to do is I want to take this. Cut it here. Yeah. That's making sense. Okay. So then, would I have a strap? Would it need a strap? Would that even be a thing? I don't even know. Okay. You know what I think I would do though is probably just me being a little too picky, but I would do Maybe just sticking out the bottom end here. To me, that works. Interesting. This, if what would, I don't know what a gun like that would even look like. What does it got here? You got the barrel. You've got, you know, I could do that. I could do a little like strap. I guess if I were gonna do that, this would be the best way to do it. Do it like from here. I think I'm going to do it as a stroke, and let's see what it looks like. We're experimenting. Not feeling that. Laid it down. Nope. Okay. And I want to add some more character to his face and stuff once we get to that point. I think right now it's just about, again, building up the actual shape, and then we'll see if we can't move it around. Okay, so this and this and this all need to be grouped in together. That way, if they move, they're one. Okay. Now we need to work on details for this fella. And I think one thing I want to do right away, I want to give him some little pockets on the side of his belt. Almost like little ammo pouches or something. So I'm thinking about, I was going to talk, see what people thought about it. I've been thinking about doing some, never done it, so this would be a new thing for me. But I'm thinking about maybe trying out some like tutorials on the way that I do things, my style, kind of that stuff. I didn't know if people would be interested in that or would want to see that. You know, this is, I don't think for everybody, this style and the way things are done, but I've been toying around with the idea of it. Because I've had a couple people ask me if I had any, but I've always been like, not really. You're not going to see that there. Let's go here. I'm going to call it shadow. Whoops. Caps is on. I gotta run. Alright, Shooty. Hey, I understand. Have a good night, bud. Alright, so we got a little belt going here on him. Now we need to start adding some details to make it look a little more... We need to make his hoodie look a little more worn. I know that. And I know one other thing I'd like to do, if I can pull it off. Let's see here. I feel like the front of this would be... Yep. Like that. Almost like a little... Yeah. That right there. maybe some sort of a logo on the sweatshirt, like a do some sort of a weird. Something like that. Yeah, something cool like that, something different. I didn't just want it to be plain. Alright, and let's see here. So we need to do a backpack on him, clearly. We'll do it like a, I don't know. Do it like this. We'll do like one of those big survival packs. They usually have a roll at the top, right? Like this or something. Yep. Carry it in a bit. I don't like the darkness of it because it's covering up the belt a little bit. I think I want to be able to see the belt better than that. So let's go like maybe crap, I don't know. We'll do like a dark green. This would be like a oh yeah. See, now is where we're going to I didn't do something right there. Alright, so the reason I'm doing all that is I feel like now we should be able to do something like this, like cut the knee out a little bit. Let's see what this even looks like. Not bad. I don't want it on the side though. This can be one of the hardest parts when you're doing something like this, coming back trying to add all those little finite details to it. Hour and 6, cool. That's what I need. Let me find this in the panel. It's got this back there, which I don't want. So if I wanted to experiment with that, trying something here for a minute. Give me just a second to see if this is something that I even want to. Yeah, no, not right now. Maybe in a bit. Okay, so how do I make this guy look? I'm not feeling that bag at all. Guess I could shade him. That would add a lot of detail. Maybe these are too light. Go down now, 30. Let's try 50, 60. Yeah, better, darker. So the mouth. I think the mouth is breaking it up for me. Let's try this. And take this, cut it over. Could do that and then pull. Definitely a better looking mouth when you look at that. Not as plain. It's funny how a mouth or something like that can add so much little detail there that you just don't see otherwise. Okay, so we got the little gun. Funny how changing, you know, something small like that, and all of a sudden it just starts popping up. And one thing I would honestly do right here to see what this even looks like. Bear with me a minute. Yep, that's good. That adds a nice little touch to it as well. Alright. I don't think we're going to shade it. I think we're going to leave the goggles dark like that. Maybe we'll draw his pack like on the ground next to him. What would a pack even look like on him? Let's see here. If that were to be in the back. I want it to be reasonably. That looks about right. Leave that there for a minute while I think about it. Better. A little more muted. That looks like a face. Whoop. We'll go slightly darker. Like maybe 42. 43, maybe better. Yeah, working. Something different anyways. And then if we wanted to do about the right size. I just gotta figure out how to add detail to it to make it actually look like a bag, you know? Here we go, I know. I got an idea. Yep. This. That works out. Funny how you can start with something like this, you know, and you've got nothing, and you just keep adding shapes to it, and then you end up with something that looks pretty reminiscent of something. Pretty cool. Happy with the lower half. The top half would be. Did you start drawing anything, Bork, or are you still kind of just stuck? then if we send this entire thing, yeah, that definitely looks like a bag. All I got is a circle. I've had those before. I've had those kind of times, you know, where you're sitting there and you just, yeah, I know. The hardest part is getting started. It really is. I know there's times like when I know I need to draw, and tonight, as a matter of fact, I really wanted to draw. You know, I wanted to get some stream time in, and it was like, but I was sitting there and I was just totally struggling on what I was going to draw. And so when I started the stream tonight, I just started with, you know, his head. Just started with that shape and just kept, you know, moving things around and started just kind of making things work, you know. So I wonder if I should leave this guy a nice flat, or if I should. I don't think he should have his tongue. Well, I think it should be more like this. I'm experimenting here, trying to see. How do you normally start? Or when you start drawing something, what do you start with? The head, the body? What do you normally... Is there a certain place you start with a picture? Or... I know for me, it always tends to be the head. I don't really know why. It just... seems to be... the way it works for me? I don't know. Because this is all this started as right here. You know? Started with that. All the way down. Yeah, that's what I do. This is what this started as. Just keep adding shapes and doing stuff before you know it. Ooh. I don't want to make it too ultraviolet or anything, so I won't put any like zombies or anything splattered on the floor. Don't want to do that. Keep it semi-friendly, I guess would be the right way to say it. What do I want to do here? I want to make him. You know what? Hold on. I've got. Where's that stuff I made? Right here. Right now I'm combining shapes, make it easy to color it in. So now if we take this, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of playing around. Nope, that ain't gonna work. So I really feel like I should maybe shade him. Cooper, no. No screenshots or anything? YouTube or nothing? It's crazy. Yeah, that makes sense. That way it kind of looks like they're hanging from the sides. I could do something like this. See how this looks. There you go. Yeah. Be a starting point, if nothing, right? I'd like to see what you can come up with. Playing around with the idea of like a bandage or almost like a something like that on his leg. Maybe, we'll see. Let's see if that works for me. Sometimes things click, sometimes they just don't. And if they don't, you just get rid of them and start over, you know? Let's see. Be on top of this one. Ham and Cheese 81. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. That's kicking my butt right there. Why does that look weird? Maybe, you know what? I think the way to pull that off would be to just do this. Just do one base color at the bottom and make it a really dark gray. How you doing tonight, MG? Doing alright? Let's try that. Maybe this needs to be out more. You'll have to pardon me, I'm just kind of experimenting right now. Just kind of playing around with some of these shapes and whatnot. Actually doesn't look bad there. Ooh, that's way too far. I'm doing alright, doing alright. Just having some fun, doing a little drawing. You a fellow artist? Stream it all or anything? Or are you just checking things out? I think I'm going to come down here with this, flip it around. Yeah. I think that gets the point across. It definitely looks like a bandage. Yeah? And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one shoe a little different, like, maybe. how I want to do this. I don't stream, but I love art. No good, but so I need to see others work. Very cool. Well, welcome. I'm going for sort of a post-apocalyptic kind of looking fella. So right now we're just kind of messing around with some details, throwing out some different, ideas. I thought maybe some mixed match shoes might look kind of cool. I don't know. Just kind of playing around. And I agree with you. It is fun to watch others. I do it a lot when I'm not streaming. I like to watch how other people, what their creative process is. Like, how do they work, How do they design? I enjoy that. Real relaxing, too. Let's try this. Yeah, definitely. It's like different shoes. Okay. I'm thinking that smirk is probably going to have to go away because I think he looks a little too happy or friendly. Well, friendly he could be, but happy is what he looks like to me. I have a... Let me see if I can find it. I have a... right here. I made this with a bunch of different mounts. That way it kind of... I made this actually. It gives me some different head shapes, body shapes, mouth shapes, nose shapes, and eye shapes. That way I can kind of pull stuff in. And I can look at different... This looks like it'd probably be the best mouth for the situation, but it also looks, to me, just too simple. I'll leave that for now, because I like the way it looks. It's a good looking mouth. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's, I'm still working on my style, per se. I tend to do a lot of flat style stuff, but then I go a little further than flat. I add a little more details and stuff. One of my most recent ones I'll show you here. Give you a good example of kind of what my overall, it's like this. These two little characters I created. This little kid and a robot with the background scene. And then them decorating a tree. And I'm going to continue this out. I'm going to make more as I go. But I start with really flat shapes. And then I don't really go 3D, but I kind of give it just a little more pop. So it's, I call it kind of like 2.5, I guess you would say. It's somewhere in the middle. I think it gives it a really cool, kind of clean overall look. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thanks. I'm going to try to steal this. Let's see if we can do the same thing up here and make it look good. Yeah, there's a lot of really, really good artists on Twitch. A lot of stuff you can just kind of chill with at the end of the day and hang out, watch other people do neat stuff. Yeah, that worked out good right there. And I feel like I'm going to have to change this background color. I don't think it's gonna... That blue almost makes it look like the... That's not bad. Okay. We got his little bag. We got him, his gun. Got a little sight on the gun. Got a couple bandages. I could cover his whole mouth and do away with that, but I really like the way the beard looks. I don't want to mess with that too much. I kind of like what's going on there, you know? What else do we do? We got a mixed match shoe, so kind of cool. I know. How about right here? We'll cut this down a little bit. Let's see if we can't cut out the elbow. Color it in. Yep, we'll go like that. And we can come in here and we can mess with these points a little bit. We can do some stuff. Kind of make it look a little more jagged if we want. Okay. I could do the same to the leg if I really wanted to, but I don't think I'm going to at this point. I think I'm just going to kind of mess around and just keep giving us little details here and there. Like, what are those detail patterns I have? We could take this, maybe put it on the gun. But clearly give it a different size. Kind of works. I'm just going in adding a couple smaller details, just trying to make the gun look a little gritty, a little grimy, a little dirty, you know? Like it's got some wear and tear to it. We got the tattered elbow. Back looks awfully clean, doesn't it? What if we... These are some custom little vector shapes that I made here to do like details and patterns with. So if I wanted to come in here and do stuff like this, I can do it. Not liking the way that looks. And I don't really want to take a raster brush and give it detail. I'm trying to keep this vector. So I'm not going to mess with that, I don't think. But one thing I can do... slightly smaller. We'll do the same thing coming in on the edge of the shirt here. We should be able to see a slight so what is this back here? This 33? Okay, so that kind of looks like the back of it. Huh. Alright. Yeah, it definitely looks a little torn. That gives me the look I wanted, yeah. And a lot of the ways that I generally develop stuff is just kind of playing around, you know? I create something, I do something, and then I just kind of roll with it and see what I can do to make it different, better, whatever the case is. So then that right there kind of gives you that look. pretty happy with that. So let's open this. And I always dump my watermark on before I upload them. That way I've always got my little personalization on it. So a little bit of this. Yeah. That's kind of what I was hoping for there. Yeah, that works. Make it look slightly. Could make it look bloody, but I don't really want to do with that right now. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Because I think obviously one of the biggest things with going with the post-apocalyptic kind of scenario is obviously everything's going to be a little bit dirty and a little bit frazzled. I'm living in a, dirty environment, naturally. We could even go as far as seeing what this would look like on his skin. Or his face, rather. That would be right, yeah. See, that way you can even see it through the goggle a little bit, if you really wanted to. Flip this around here. Not really sure how I would make the beard look any dirtier than what it is, but I mean, you could streak it and whatnot. You could try to add some stuff in there, but I don't think I'm going to bother with that. Yeah, pretty cool there. Pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, no. I think I'm going to leave that the way it is. Get rid of this. Yeah, make it as big as possible. Got a lot of dead space here. I'd like to do something with it. I just don't know what. No, I might actually put another... I might do, like, a whole nother person here. Like, do a, someone behind the bag, like maybe a child, or like another survivor. A woman, a child, something like that, an old person. Old person would be kind of cool, like an old woman, old man, kind of hunched over. Yeah, I'm liking that. So... if man, person, because we don't really know what it's going to be yet. Not till we lay something down do we even have a clue what this will be. But for now, we'll just do person and keep it at that. And then I'll do a quick, just kind of the pose I want the person to be in. Thinking obviously back here, yeah. Do back here behind the bag like this. Back here. Maybe with their hand on the bag, or at least near it. Kind of trying to pick it up or something. Yeah. I could see that working. Yeah, definitely. Okay. Let's do... We'll go ahead and get the basics in. Do this one round ears. Those are way too dark there. If anyone has any questions or anything about what I'm doing or how I'm doing it, feel free to ask. I'll do the best I can to explain it. We'll do just throw a random color on here for now. I say random and then I spend too much time picking it. Alright, cool. Yep, cool. Right. It's a good start anyways. And this is how I like to start my characters out. It's just kind of start building them out this way. And then you can see, obviously, because of the layers, that we're going to be behind this bag here, which is kind of what I'm going for. I don't know if I want to do an older person or like a child. I'm not really sure yet. I'm thinking maybe a child. To decide how I want to do that. I don't know. I'm way off the concept now. In fact, I don't really need that anymore. Because I'm so far past where that started that it just kind of changed out. I think what I might actually do is... I know what I'll do. I'll do a beanie on this one. Which is lending me to think it may be a child. But, how do we want to make a beanie? Like this? And then color it black for right now. Yep, like that, definitely. Boom. Whoops. Not what I wanted. Divide it. Yeah, cool. So then I can make this like a... I think this might be a kid then. With like a little beanie on. And then we can do... Yeah. We can just do like a couple tufts of hair sticking out, like right here. Will come with a similar shade like this, and we'll make it slightly darker. Yeah, I'm digging that. Okay. Yeah, we'll make it like a little kid. So we're gonna do kid. Oh, I don't know. 76. 72. There we go. There it is. I didn't realize it wasn't all the way snapped. Okay. So we're gonna do kid. The do a couple more pieces of hair sticking out here, then kind of like this. Maybe. I don't know if we can pull this off or not. Something like this. Alright. That's right. It can be a bit daunting at times when you're just kind of winging it like this, because you don't really know how it's going to turn out, or you know what the outcome's going to be at all, but you just kind of keep making. Things tend to work out at some point. Yep. Cool. So I'm definitely feeling little kid vibe now. So we'll do like this. Now for kid, that's going to work. The eyes are going to be really low on the head. Because kids have big, gigantic foreheads. So we'll do this with kid. We're gonna do these, and we're gonna turn them down. And different. We'll give this kid a really small, like, he doesn't know what's going on kind of mouth. Same kind of nose. me a little kid coming to life here. What's up, buddy? What is the kickoff? Hmm? Yeah. So I like that. Good. Next little big for that head. 2, 3. Hour 54. That might be enough for tonight. Didn't really do any eyebrows, did I? I did not. And that gray makes that look white in there, even though it's not. Yeah, be good. Alright, yeah, that's good for tonight, I think. Well, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sleep on it. And then what I'll do is I'll figure out how I want to do that in the background, make some more positive changes there, and get this done. I think. That way I can think about it a little bit, because I'm not quite sure how I want to do that back there. And I need to adjust the head and the heights and the hat and everything. It's a little bit off, but I think I can get there. Like I said, yeah, I think I'll sleep on it, and then tomorrow night I'll probably stream and see if we can't make a little more progress on this. Or something else at that point. Not really sure yet. But alright. Thanks, Ham and Cheese, for the follow. Thanks, Prince, and everybody else for stopping in, saying hi, and hanging out. And I will see everyone tomorrow. Have a great night.